Welcome to this week's edition of New York Now. I'm Dan Clark, remote in quarantine this week. We have been telling you about this month's primary elections for quite some time, and now they are finally here. Registered Democrats and Republicans will have the chance this coming Tuesday, June 28th, to pick their party's nominees for governor and lieutenant governor. Candidates for assembly, state judgeships, and party positions may also be on your ballot. And it's been a really long campaign leading up to this moment. A year ago, Andrew Cuomo was seeking a fourth term in office. At the same time, Republicans were already laying the groundwork on how to challenge him. But that all changed when Cuomo was accused of sexual misconduct and resigned from office last August. That set off a scramble among Democrats in particular to build a strong ticket for this year's race for governor. And it's turned into the most competitive primary we've seen in New York in more than a decade on both sides. And that's really important because Republicans think this is the best shot they have at winning the race for governor in 20 years. A quick preview of the big day. A crowded field in this year's primaries for governor and lieutenant governor. Up first, the race for governor. There are 3 Democrats running for their party's nomination. Those are Governor Kathy Hochul, Congressman Tom Suozzi, and New York City Public Advocate Jumaane Williams. Hochul has support from party leaders and is selling New Yorkers her experience in office. She was LG for 7 years before she was governor, served in Congress for a term, and was county clerk in Erie County.
I have been a public official for 30 years. I have always acted and voted in the best interest of the people of my district.
Suozzi, a moderate, has been in Congress since 2017. He was previously the county executive in Nassau and mayor of his hometown. He's focused his campaign on the state's rise in crime, saying Hochul hasn't done enough to address that problem.
People are not safer. Under this administration, they are not safer. They don't feel safe. And the governor has not made crime a priority.
Williams, a progressive, has been the New York City Public Advocate since 2019 and served on the New York City Council. His campaign has been about redirecting state spending toward resources for disadvantaged communities.
What I want New Yorkers to pay attention to, this is what's happening when the state is flush with money. And these decisions to harm New Yorkers are bad.
In the Republican primary for governor, there are 4 candidates. Those are Congressman Lee Zeldin, businessman Harry Wilson, former Westchester County Executive Rob Astorino, and Andrew Giuliani. Zeldin, who has support from top party officials, has also made crime a key focus of his campaign, calling for criminal justice changes at the state level.
People are losing their lives, their livelihoods. They don't feel safe on their streets. This isn't a red issue. This isn't a purple issue or a blue issue.
Andrew Giuliani is the son of former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani and worked in the White House under President Donald Trump. And a big part of his campaign has been opposition to COVID mandates, like the vaccine rule for healthcare workers.
On day one, I will end these unconstitutional COVID mandates and give everybody their job back who has lost them with back pay.
It's round 2 for Rob Astorino, after he was the Republican nominee against Andrew Cuomo in 2014. He was Westchester County executive for 2 terms and held the line on spending and property taxes. He says he could do the same at the state level.
I will be a force of nature to force the changes that we need in New York because we're on the wrong track, and I think most people know that.
Wilson was a latecomer to the race, jumping in just 4 months ago. He ran for state controller in 2010 and almost won. His campaign has been about reviving the state's economy through tax and regulatory relief for New Yorkers.
I think we have the most failed institution in America in New York State government, and I think that turnaround skill set that we need to fix the state is what will benefit all 20 million New Yorkers.
There is no Republican primary for lieutenant governor, but 3 Democrats are competing for their party's nomination in that race. Those are newly appointed LG Antonio Delgado, progressive advocate Ana Maria Archila, and former New York City Council member Diana Reyna. Delgado just joined the race last month after serving in Congress for 3 years. He sees the role of LG as a partnership with the governor and says he wants to play an active role in the administration.
being able to leverage my expertise and experience utilizing federal dollars and getting those to the state and to local levels and figuring out how to maximize the value points for each of those projects is going to be a real focus of mine.
Ana Maria Archila has spent decades advocating for progressive causes like stronger tenant protections and immigrants' rights. And she says she would speak up if she disagreed with the governor and set her own agenda for the office of LG.
The lieutenant governor should not be standing quietly in the background. The lieutenant governor should be fighting for you each and every single day. That's what I have done for 20 years. That's what I will continue to do.
Diana Reyna served on the New York City Council for 12 years and was a deputy borough president in Brooklyn under Eric Adams. And she says her approach to governing would be to hear from all sides of an issue and then act.
Leave the politics at the door. Check in what is your leftist and right partisan ideals.
Polls open at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, and it will close at 9 p.m.